Welcome to an Alternate Hue. I'm Hugh Anderson, and this is some of what caught my attention this week. As a matter of fact, it's 1.9 trillion things that caught my attention this week. So did you know that 1 million seconds equals 277 hours? Or 1 billion seconds equals 11,574 days? But 1.9 trillion seconds? Well, that equals 60,207 years. Got that? Good. Now let's be clear. There is an enormous segment of our population that is still in dire straits from the effects of the pandemic and its shutdown. Those people need support. But I'm not sure that $1.9 trillion is the proper amount of money to pump into an already reviving economy. And we have to be aware of some of the other goodies in this wonderful package that Congress has put together. Contained in the bill is an amendment banning states from cutting taxes through 2024. This essentially tells fiscally responsible and responsive states with better economies that they can't cut taxes for their citizens if they also accept a share of the $1.9 trillion. There will always be a price to pay to dine at the DC trough. Meanwhile, for those who remember Lassie always warning little Timmy about the looming catastrophe of the week, let's look in on the roster of deferred maintenance in our country. We have a couple of dozen trips to the home improvement store long overdue, but rest assured nary a dime of the $1.9 trillion previously mentioned is going to any of these necessary repairs, but a whopper of an expensive bill is soon coming to a headline near you. So according to the Financial Times, ordinary investors, that must mean you and me, have accounted for 23% of all U.S. equity trading in 2021, more than twice the level of 2019. That's roughly equivalent to all the hedge fund and mutual fund trading. David's growing up, and Goliath is confused. This to be filed under deja vu all over again. The fall in interest rates last year allowed U.S. homeowners to extract $153 billion from home equity in the forms of cash-out refinancing, the most for any year in well over a decade. This was a huge source of stimulus that's now falling by the wayside as interest rates rise. I wonder what was happening a decade ago. Oh yeah, that's right. Where have I heard this story before? Green energy in the pandemic shut down all weighed on the heavy crown of the energy titans. The industry was left for dead. A gentle reminder that we have other uses for oil and natural gas besides filling our gas tanks. How about car tires, food preservatives, pharmaceuticals, fertilizers, soap, and a few thousand other things? So somewhere along the way it became apparent that despite all the hoopla surrounding wind and solar and other green energy forms, oil and natural gas still had a place in our world, and the energy sector came back to life. Recently up over 90% from the lows just last fall. Nice. But since glitz and glamour rule the day in our stock market currently, more mundane yet indispensable sectors are also being left for dead. I leave you this chart without comment. Take a peek. History has shown that we humans are slow to adapt technological change, and with the pace of change increasing, we are getting relatively slower at adapting. A particular weakness is our consumption of information. Like this. Our ability to discern credible sources from pure fakes is getting more challenging, to say the least, but we must make an effort or we'll end up being played like a Stradivarius. Cue the Stradivarius. Here's a perfect example. Russian intelligence services have used online publications to produce information that undermines public confidence in Western COVID-19 vaccines, according to the U.S. State Department. Now, the Wall Street Journal reported that 4 online platforms have served as fronts for Russian intelligence agencies. These sites have all frequently published misleading articles that exaggerate the safety risks of Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines and downplay their efficacy. A State Department spokesman confirmed for PolitiFact that it's identified publications directed by Russian intelligence agencies: Newsfront, New Eastern Outlook, and Oriental Review. Oh, you don't read any of these sites? guess what? They infect your news stream daily. Why would Russia want to denigrate Western vaccines? It's pretty unclear, but one theory is that the Russian government sees them as a threat to the Sputnik V vaccine, which was developed in Russia and began rolling out there in December. Many smaller countries around the world will be evaluating and comparing all the vaccines available before they decide on what to do for their own populations. Don't be played. So that's it for this week. I'm Hugh Anderson. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Please stay healthy and stay prosperous. Until next time.